You do have one guy who, yeah, he's smaller, but he's a top fighter. He can punch, and he's fighting a guy who's not a top pro fighter, who's bigger.
I can see Tank just outboxing him and making it real easy.
This is a violent human being. He's a savage, and he didn't feel in his element. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. If you're from the hood.
Boxing pros are making it clear. Jake Paul has no real chance of surviving against Gervonta Davis. Shakur Stevenson explains that even though Jake is much bigger, that size won't save him once the bell rings. He believes Tank's superior skill, speed, and experience will completely outclass Jake. According to Shakur, Tank won't even chase the knockout because Jake's size will make that difficult. Instead, he'll systematically outbox him and win on points with ease.
Between these two guys,
I mean, size will play some part of the fight, but if I'm thinking like I'm Tank, I'm probably just gonna go out there and try to outbox him and use my knowledge and IQ against him. So I can see Tank just outboxing him and making it real easy.
is there any way any realistic or legitimate way in your mind you could see Jake Paul winning a fight against Tank?
No.
No way.
Nope.
Not a lot of people have talked about Jake and say he's got good power. Not even and I get anything could technically happen, but you don't even see a realistic shot where he could land one big punch, and Tank being so much smaller, he just can't handle the power.
Nah, not at all. I think Tank is he's been boxing his whole life. He's been boxing since a kid, so I doubt like that's gonna be an issue or problem. I think Jake is good for where he's at, but I think it's just levels.
Do you see a more likely chance that Tank wins by decision or by knockout?
By decision. I mean, that guy's too big. I don't think that he's just going to knock that guy out. So I see him like outboxing him.
Could you see a realistic possibility where Tank could knock him out? Although more likely that it is, like you just said, a decision.
Nah, I don't see him knocking him out, no.
Will you watch, Shakur? I mean,
no.
Obviously, no?
Hell no, nah. That ain't really like... I mean, like I said, here's the thing. Like, I got two sides of me when it comes down to I got a business side, then I got a competitor side. And from the competitive aspect, it don't excite me for me to be like, okay, I want to watch it.
Showbiz. The adult points out that Tank has already proven he can handle bigger and taller opponents like Ryan Garcia. Ryan was taller, faster, and explosive, yet Tank still broke him down and secured a dominant win. Showbiz says if Tank could close the distance against Ryan, a real boxer, then Jake Paul won't be any different. He explains that boxing isn't about size, it's about distance control, timing, and ring IQ. Those are areas where Tank dominates. Once Jake steps in the ring, Tank's ability to read movements and set traps will expose him instantly.
You see if he's rattled. See, when it's all said and done, the whole talking shit goes out the window. Jake's scared. And let me tell you this too. I looked at I'm sizing them up. I'm looking at Tank and Jake, and I'm looking at them. Tank can reach him too. He reached Ryan Garcia. He reached Mario Barrios. I was like, he ain't gonna be able to reach him. He's gonna reach him. I saw Tank's gonna reach him. He knows he's gonna reach him. Listen, I wanna say this too. Funny as hell. Before I say all this, Alicia Baumgartner, shout out to you, girl. I couldn't believe out of all the women to be the first one to do 3-minute, 12 rounds is Alicia Baumgartner. Not really known for having great endurance, great stamina, and she's doing this shit. Shout out to Alicia Baumgartner. Because, what's her name, Layla? I don't really know her like that. But she looks like she ain't rattled by Alicia, so that's a perfect dance partner for that. Trying to drag Alicia Baumgartner into lake water, see what's going on with that. Shout out to Alicia Baumgartner. But let's get back to Tank. First of all, Tank knows what he's doing. Tank Davis, he said, he was just making all these implications that it's going to be scripted. When he said, you're paying me, and then he was like, yo, you're going to have to give me extra. And then he said that this is scripted.
At the end of the day, I gave this little guy an opportunity. He should be thanking me. I'm paying him. I'm his boss. He reports to me, and I'm going to fucking son him on November 14th. So fuck you, little man.
You paying me? Are you paying me?
Yeah.
100%? 100%. Facts?
Correct.
Yes? Correct?
Correct. I'm your daddy.
Algieri praises Tank Davis for being a true attraction every time he fights. He says boxing today isn't just about who's the most skilled, It's also about who can bring the energy and fill arenas. Tank has become that symbol. Every fight he takes brings electricity to the sport. Algieri also credits Jake Paul for helping revive mainstream interest, attracting fans who might never have watched boxing before. He believes both men, like in their own ways, are helping boxing grow by drawing different audiences into the ring.
Boxing could be Jake Paul soon, and the face of boxing is basically. Yeah, the face of boxing now is based on if you sell and if people tune in and how many eyes are tuning in when you fight. Gervonta Davis had that. Jake Paul has that. Now they're fighting each other.
Again, these are created products. These are still created products. Jake made his name going to Walgreens and making funny faces. You know what I mean? And it was just blowing up on YouTube and whatnot, right? I mean, that's how he started.
The world we live in now, dude, is unfortunate. Okay, it's not like Sugar Ray Leonard, who was the best fighter in the world and marketable. It's not like Oscar De La Hoya, who was a gold medalist, a great fighter and marketable.
But what I'm saying is technology allows us to make, if I want to take this shoe off right here, and I say I want to make my Nike sneaker into the best product possible, and I got enough money to push it behind it. I put it all over your social media platform, and I put it all over your TV set and all over your phone and all over. You know what, bro? You're gonna start to get curious about this.
Charleston White, however, doesn't hold back. He dismisses Jake Paul's entire career as entertainment disguised as boxing. He argues that Jake's fights are more like staged exhibitions made to generate clicks and money, not true boxing challenges. Charleston says Jake has never faced a real elite-level fighter, someone who could truly test his skills and heart. He believes if Jake ever steps in with Gervonta Davis, fans will finally see the difference between a trained world champion and a YouTube fighter. Jake's popularity can't hide reality, Charleston says. Real fights make legends, not exhibitions.
YouTube boxing and what people say is going on in the media, without a doubt, I think Charleston White is 100% right about that. Don't believe anything you hear. Don't believe anything you see. Wait to see how things play out, and ultimately everything will come out in the wash. Well, going into this fight with Gervonta Davis, I had my concerns about the fight because of the same type of reasoning that Charleston White used, except for mine is slightly different. I don't think that either one of these guys are going to try to do too much damage to each other. Number one, because if it's scripted, which more than likely to an extent it will be, Gervonta Davis is not going to put himself in a situation where Jake Paul is going to actually be able to hurt him. And with these 12-ounce gloves on top of on Gervonta Davis's hands, which is
legendary trainer. Teddy Atlas compares a potential Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis matchup to the time. Jake's brother Logan fought Floyd Mayweather. He explains that while Jake might have the size advantage, Tank's experience and ring control will make all the difference. Atlas describes Tank as a dancer, someone who controls the rhythm and flow of every fight. Tank's precision, timing, and composure have been sharpened by years of fighting dangerous opponents. Jake, Atlas says, lacks that instinct and ring awareness. In boxing, it's not about size or muscles. It's about control. And Tank has mastered it.
Like this when I heard it? No, I didn't like it, to be honest, for the optics and everything else I just said. But you do have one guy who, yeah, he's smaller, but he's a top fighter, he can punch, and he's fighting a guy who's not a top pro fighter, who's bigger. What if he hits him on the chin? What if he hits him on the chin? It'll wind up selling. And that's what'll wind up selling it. The what if. What if Tank makes him do a cha-cha? He hits him on the chin, and Jake Paul, we're going to find out if he can dance. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know, do the cha-cha. That's what's going to sell it. And you can't argue that what if. You can't. I know I get to places that other people won't go and everything else. They just dismiss stuff because it's easier to do that. It's safer to do that. You don't have the bows and arrows coming at you from people that argue with you because you did that. But I don't care. I've had bows and arrows my whole life. I don't care. But that's true. That what if? What if this guy who is a real good puncher, who is one of the best fighters in the world right now, what if he hits him? What if he makes a miss and he counters him? Or he jumps up in the air? Jump up
Showbiz, the adult, also sheds light on Tank Davis's personality outside the ring. He admits that Tank may not be the most polished speaker or businessman, but that's not where his power comes from. Tank's confidence is rooted in his tough upbringing. It's silent, intense, and unshakable. Showbiz says you can see it in his body language. He never looks nervous or overwhelmed. Jake Paul may know how to sell fights, but Tank doesn't need marketing. His presence alone does the talking.